What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. All right, today we're gonna be talking about that dreaded word that every shooter hates to hear, and that's dry fire. All right, so what is dry firing? Well, to me, dry firing is going through your shot process without the live ammunition. In other words, clicking, and clicking. So as a Marine, we would call dry firing snapping in, right? And this is something I really wish that I would have took more serious back when I was in the Marine Corps. When we were snapping in for our rifles, we were sitting in this open field with a white 50-gallon drum with little tiny targets painted all over it, and we would just sit there for hours and hours and hours just snapping in, dry firing, clicking at this little barrel. I wish I would have taken that more serious back then. My scores would have been higher. I still shot expert every time I went to the range, but my scores probably could have been better if I took the snapping in process a little more serious. So I want to talk about the importance of dry firing. So back in Christmas time of 2025, I had been out of the sport for almost 3 years, and it was really weighing heavy on my mind and my heart. That I had been missing out on bullseye shooting, and I had left unfinished goals out there. Two of my goals were to, one, finish my distinguished badge, and two, make the President's 100. And I decided that January 1st that I was going to develop a training plan and get back into training for those two goals for 2026 season. So on January 1st, I hit the ground running and I started training, where dry firing was my primary training tool that I had to use. Because I do work at a hospital, and I do have kids, I have a family, and I can't really afford to go shoot at the range every single day. That would be ideal if I had the time for that, but what I do have the time for was dry firing. So I developed a dry fire plan for me, and I'm working on my goals now. All right, so I want to show you the power of dry firing. So in 2023, I brought home my target from the President's 100 match, and because I knew one day that I was going to be making this video comparing my 2023 target to whatever year that I made the President's 100. So this is my target from 2023. All right, so you'll notice that it's, I got several shots in the black, not too many 10s, a lot of 9s. But I got a lot of shots that are off the repair center. I thought I was doing well that season. I thought I had trained enough, and I obviously didn't train well enough. So I ended up shooting like a 321 in 2023, and at the time that was my highest, President's 100 score. So I was happy that I improved a little bit, but I was still discouraged. And this is what I had, man. This is not too good. I didn't make it that year. So let me show you the 2026 target now. All right, so let's fast forward to 2026. And this is my target from the 2026 President's 100. As you will see here, that the overall group is very well centered. I only have 3 that are off the repair center that needed tape. And I got a lot more 10s, I got a lot more 9s. And at the end of the day, this got me a 340, which put me in 69th place in the President's 100. And very excited. It was my first time ever making it. And this is the power of dry fire. I mean, dry firing was my primary training tool, leading up to this. So I recommend that you develop a good dry fire plan and you focus on it. You focus on that plan. And I promise you, if you stick to your dry fire plan, you will start seeing results, whether it be small results or big results. But if you stick with it and with the dry firing plan, I promise you, you're going to get better. I understand that dry firing is very redundant, is very boring, it's almost worse than watching grass grow, and it sucks. Like dry fire, I hate it, but it's something that you have to do. It is part of the process. And you have to do it if you want to get better at this sport. All right, guys, if you like this video, smash that like button and give me a subscribe, send the channel out. I'm looking back to getting back into making videos and some other stuff going on. I do plan on making another video of what my actual training plan was. And if you want to pick things off of that, you can follow it. And again, this is what worked for me. Obviously, it worked for me from January 1st to President's 100. So just because it works for me don't mean it might not work for you, but you could pick and choose from it, see if it works for you. But like I said, I'm looking to get this channel active again. I will be putting some more stuff out there. I don't really know when my schedule will be as far as putting videos out there, but I will be getting this channel active again this season. Now the Camp Perry is over. My goals are essentially finished. I have still 2 more points for my distinguished badge. I came into the season with 10 points total, and now I'm sitting at 2 points left. So we're having a pretty good season, guys. Appreciate you guys for watching. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, send this thing out to whoever you want to see, whoever wants to see it. I appreciate you guys watching. See y'all in the next one. Remember to focus on your front sight, but more importantly to focus on you, and good things will too. I'll see you guys on the next one.